Machon Meir, studying Torah, Judaism, and Hebrew in a truly Zionist environment in Israel. Torah and Zionism from the heart of Jerusalem. Registration is open throughout the year.
Israel envoy Ofer Dekel is reportedly working on a final deal for the freedom of Ehud Goldwasser and Eldad Regev. Yoni Kopinski is here to provide analysis of the possible deal. Shalom, Yoni.
Shalom, Elliot.
What are the latest details regarding the proposed prisoner release?
So it seems that Israel is now waiting for Hezbollah. Ofer Dekel, the Prime Minister's office emissary, is in Europe, awaiting the reply of Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah on the deal offered by Israel. There were reports published by the Lebanese daily Al-Akhbar, which suggested a prisoner exchange deal is expected as early as next week. But according to Israeli sources, these reports are inaccurate, and it is unlikely the deal will be finalized so quickly. Regarding the deal itself, we're probably talking about the release of 6 Lebanese prisoners, including Samir Kuntar, as well as the transferring of bodies of 10 Hezbollah terrorists. This is in exchange for Regev and Goldwasser.
How is Israel actually pressuring the Hezbollah now?
Well, it has been revealed that Israel threatened Hezbollah. Now, what did Israel threaten? What Israel said was that it will declare Regev and Goldwasser as fallen soldiers whose gravesite is unknown, and that would suspend all negotiations regarding a prisoner swap in favor of discussions on the retrieval of remains. Now, regarding the Hezbollah's demands that Palestinian prisoners would be part of the deal, Israel declared that under no certain terms would it agree to release Palestinian, Jordanian, or Syrian prisoners held in Israel. Now, it's important, Elliot, to understand that Nasrallah is under pressure. He wants Kuntar back. He wants to prove the Lebanese Druze that he can bring him back home, and he needs to prove to the Druze opposition that they should support him.
Today it was revealed that there is a Syrian connection. What's the details of that?
Yeah, Syria is putting great efforts into improving their standing in the West and having their name removed from the Axis of Evil list. This doesn't mean that they've stopped supporting terror or anything. According to the Sharq al-Assad newspaper, the latest development is a result of Syria's participation in the negotiations between Hezbollah and Israel.
Finally, is there anything new regarding Ron Arad?
Well, one of the demands in exchange for the Lebanese prisoners is a detailed report of everything Hezbollah knows about the fate of Ron Arad, but no one is optimistic that we'll be getting any important information regarding Arad's fate. Kuntar said the family members of Arad is the last bargaining chip on Arad's case after Mustafa Dirani and Abdel Karim Ubaid were released in the last prisoner swap. Prime Minister Ehud Olmert was supposed to meet with members of the missing Israel Air Force officer's family in order to inform them on the latest developments and also to tell them that Hezbollah has not yet offered any new information in their case, but the Arad family decided not to attend the meeting.
Yoni Kopinski, thank you so much for joining us and filling us in. As the Israeli government totters, a surprising source may be coming to the Prime Minister's rescue: the Arab parties. While they won't be joining the coalition, the United Arab List will be supporting the Premier during the upcoming bill to dissolve the Knesset. We spoke with member of Knesset Jamal Zahalka of the Balad Party, which openly calls for the destruction of Israel and its replacement with an Arab state. Member of Knesset Zahalka, shalom.
Hi.
Tell us why you won't be supporting the attempts to topple Prime Minister Olmert.
We have no interest to help the right-wing Bibi Netanyahu and Victor Lieberman in their attempts to dispense the Knesset and have new elections.
Member of Knesset Zahalka, doesn't it bother you that the Premier is under criminal investigation?
First of all, if we have accusations against Mr. Olmert, it's not. This is the last accusation that we have against him. Other accusations are the crimes implemented in Lebanon and in Gaza. But having a new election is the interest of the right wing, and they are pushing for that. And we have, as I said, no interest to help them in their attempt.
Premier Olmert was never a particularly good friend of the Arab parties in the past. How does it feel to be supporting him now?
No, we are not supporting Mr. Olmert. We really want to see him going away, but this specific attempt to have early elections is what the right wing wants and pushing for. And for that, we are not supporting the voting in the Knesset for new elections.
Finally, do you think the Prime Minister is happy to see headlines like Arab parties to Olmert's rescue, or does this harm him with the public and his efforts to stay in power?
I don't care for that. We are doing what is our interest and our values. It's not supporting Olmert. It's blocking the attempts of the right wing to win the elections.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
The Women in Green organization demonstrated this morning outside the Conference for the Equality in Government taking place in Jerusalem. The protest of the ongoing imprisonment of Itzik and Dani Halamish, the brothers from Gush Etzion, were imprisoned following their thwarting of an Arab attack. They were sentenced to 8 months in prison.
We've come today to Binyanei Ummah, where they're having a conference on the quality of the regime, because we think that this really exemplifies the exact opposite. In the state of Israel today, what we have is a lack of quality of the regime. We have a system whereby, instead of talking about the rule of law, which is a concept well known in democratic countries such as the United States or Britain, here it means that the most important people in the country, the members of the Knesset and the ministers and so on, are above the law. The courts act from a motivation of wishing to oppose people who are faithful to Eretz Israel.
Reports have surfaced that after years of strained relations, a thaw has set in between the Israeli police and the Jewish residents of Hebron. We spoke with David Wilder, spokesman of the Hebron Jewish community. Shalom, David.
Shalom.
What's going on in Hebron? Are the relations really improving between the police and the Jewish community?
What's going on here between the police and the Jews in Hebron? For many, many years, we've been oppressed by the police. We're finally, after many, many years, seeing the police start to relate to our community the way the police should relate to a community.
What would you say the reason is for this improvement? Why were relations so bad in the past?
Why is this happening today? We've seen some changes in the police, in the local police leadership. I think that this does make a difference. Perhaps there are people a little bit higher up that understand that this is a serious community, and they're trying to improve the relationships with us.
Tell us about the anarchists and Marxists. What actions have they been taking against the Jewish community of late?
Tremendous provocations by the Israeli left, people coming into Hebron provocating. The police themselves said this in the article yesterday, that they come in and provocate with the purpose of being attacked. That's provocation and that's incitement. Why are they doing this? Because these are people, some of these are people that served in Hebron. In any other country, we would probably see them being court-martialed for using material from their own service to work not against the community here, but to work against the military, to work against the state. There are words that describe those kinds of actions, and in other countries, people like that would be put on trial and put in jail.
A lot of these anarchists are actually foreigners, but many are actually Jews, some of them Israelis even. Why are the Jews trying to hurt the Hebron community?
They're doing this obviously because they don't want us here. They don't want Jews in Hebron. They oppose the very fact that the community exists here. For whatever reasons, they recognize this as an Arab city. They see us as the oppressors, which is of course the exact opposite of the truth. They accuse us of ethnic cleansing, where again the opposite is the truth. The Jews have access to 3% of Hebron. The Arabs have access to about 98% of Hebron. They can go back and forth on all sides of the city. They have access to everywhere in the city. We don't. And it's quite obvious that their actions are political, not of their own national, they're international. These are people that are being funded by the European Union. They're being funded by the British. They're being funded by very left-wing Jewish organizations from Israel and the United States. And of course, this is very, very serious.
There was a video released recently by B'Tselem showing Jews fighting anarchists in Susia. What's the real story? What really went on then?
First of all, I must say that I don't really know if what we see is really what happened. We have seen many times in the past that Arabs have been hurt in their own inner disputes, and then they create some kind of a scene to make it look like it was done to them. It's very possible that happened here. So as I said, it's very, very possible that the video was put together by people as a fabrication. We do not yet know exactly what happened. We know that it's being investigated. We've seen in the past fabrications such as this.
David Wilder, thank you so much for joining us and filling us in. That wraps up today's newscast. Join us again tomorrow for another edition. Until then, shalom from all of us here at Arutz Sheva, Israel National News. This is Elliot Coe. Have a great day.